Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on. And as it is the 2nd of May, we are going to be watching Young Frankenstein from 1974, directed by Mel Brooks and starring Gene Wilder. So to begin with, it's kind of exciting for me to be able to watch this movie for this project because this is my third favorite movie of all time. Knowing that my first and second movies are not on this list to begin with, I'm really excited to be talking about this particular movie. Now, when it comes to this, my parents are big fans of not only the classic Universal Monsters, which is what I was also early internet was shown early on in my beginning to love movies, but they were also Mel Brooks fans. And again, that is also reflected in the type of movies that I also grew up enjoying. This particular movie, however, was probably first seen on television through the Saturday Night Movies on TVO with host Yuli Yost. I do remember vaguely, because of the documentary style that series has, that there were interviews with Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks, and I even think like Marty Feldman was part of it, talking about the movie and all that. And they had a couple of other people talking about the movie and how it was so beautifully linked to the original Frankenstein. So that being said, I've seen this movie several times. I own it on DVD and have watched it constantly throughout my life. And like I said, my third favorite film of all time. And on that list, it's my favorite comedy of all time. And like I had just previously mentioned, not only does this movie star Gene Wilder, but it also stars Marty Feldman, Peter Boyle, Terry Garr, Cloris Leachman, Madeline Kahn, Kenneth Mars, and Richard Hayden. So this movie goes on to beautifully be a lovingly tribute to the original Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. It is so spectacularly done, and of course this movie is being done in the 70s, but the fact that it is not only shot in black and white, they actually went through a lot of work to actually produce this movie in the same manner that the original had been done. There was definitely color done for all the makeup and costumes and whatnot. They just lent it to the look of black and white, which is what both Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder wanted to do. The actual studio wanted a color version of this movie released, but it was the two of them that basically said, no, this is going to be black and white no matter what you say. I could just go on and on and on talking about, just again, first of all, the loyalty to the original source material. It's so lovingly, beautifully shot to, again, emulate the feel and the look of the original Frankenstein. But to add in the wacky and brilliant comedy that both Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks brought to this screenplay, it's just such a wonder to witness. We have characters that know they're in a comedy. Marty Feldman is constantly breaking the fourth wall, being the representation of the audience in this movie. Gene Wilder is in a serious movie and plays it up beautifully. Terry Garr is just a delight to watch, and you cannot say too much about both Madeline Kahn and Cloris Leachman's performances. The two of them, while completely opposite characters, just so beautifully represent just such great archetype characters. Peter Boyle as the creature is just a dream to witness. Not being able to say very much for a good portion of his performance, and it's just there's so many memorable moments. Not only the comedy, but again, the mood of this movie is so lovingly put together. This movie has such influence to stuff come afterwards. Least of which is inspiring Steven Tyler to write a song based on a comedic delivery of a line in a train station between Igor and Froderick. Again, I could sit here for an hour and just talk about this movie, but it was such fun watching it yet again. I mean, I always enjoy this movie. And like I said, it's near and dear to my heart as one of my early favorites that not only combines two things that I love, classic horror and comedy, it just melds these two together to the perfect example of what that should be. And it's when Frederick and Inga, who are Gene Wilder and Terry Garr, get married at the end of the movie, which happens to be May 2nd, 1974, which is an hour and 41 minutes into this hour and 46-minute movie. And when it came to the Academy Awards for that particular year, it ended up getting nominated for Best Sound and Best Adapted Screenplay. Just in case you're wondering, that would be Star Wars #1 and An American Werewolf in London #2. That being said, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what movie we're going to be watching for tomorrow, and that is going to be May the 3rd, and that is A Matter of Life and Death from 1946. So until next time, go see a movie.